18. Let me show you something. Colossians 3 and 18. To prevent chaos, order must be kept. Chaos brings so much hurt to our lives. We wouldn't believe. Right? Read that.
The book of Colossians chapter 3 and verse 18.
Go ahead.
Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands, as it is fit in the Lord.
So now, in all that we've understood and we spoke about, when a wife submits to her husband, what exactly is she submitting to? What part of her husband? You say all? Okay. What you got? His authority, right? Why is the husband given authority? Or what comes along with that authority? Responsibility, right? So if you got the authority, you got the responsibility. If she's to submit to your authority, you have to then be what? Responsible with your authority. You have to hold your authority according to what? The law, statutes, and commandments, right? Very important we understand that. Same thing with your parents. Our parents was responsible for the laws. Unfortunately, if your parents was like mine, they didn't know the law. But at least in the spirit of love, they covered us and made sure that we were safe. Yah gave them enough of his presence to make sure that we reached the ripe old ages that we are now, right? He put that in, how could I say, in society. He put a bit of his spirit. Now we have cultivated and grown to know more of a fullness of his spirit. And guess what? There's parts of his spirit that we still don't know, right? There's more knowledge and wisdom to come our way. But we have grown from the generation that we came from. We have elevated in the wisdom and the knowledge and the understanding of the Most High and the love and the goodness that go along with it, right? Maybe our children will, we pray that they supersede us and they even better than us in the laws, the statutes, and commandments of God and the wisdom, right? Let's read all the numbers. So we got that the husband takes the position of the father, therefore the house is in order. If it's not done that way, the house is low baseta, all right? There's no order. All right, go ahead.
The book of Numbers chapter 30 and verse 9. But every vow of a widow and of her that is divorced, wherewith they have bound their souls, shall stand against her.
Why? Because she doesn't have what? No authority over her. She's a widower. That means she left her father's house, she was married, and now her husband has passed on. She did not return to her father's house. She is now a widower, therefore she has no head. Right? Right. Read on.
Verse 10. And if she vowed in her husband's house, or bound her soul by a bond with an oath, and her husband heard it, and held his peace at her, and disallowed her not, then all her vows shall stand, and every bond wherewith she bound her soul shall stand. But if her husband have utterly made them void on the day he heard them, then whatsoever proceed out of her lips concerning her vows, or concerning the bond of her soul, shall not stand.
All right.
Her husband have made them void, and the Most High shall forgive her. Every vow and every binding oath to afflict the soul, her husband may establish it, or her husband may make it void. But if her husband altogether hold his peace at her from day to day, then he establish all her vows or all her bonds which are upon her. He confirmeth them, because he held his peace at her in the day that he heard them.
So according to that word, as a father, could you stay out of it? Could you just say, you know what, I'm staying out of this. I'm not going to say nothing. Right? Does that relieve you of your responsibility? But sometimes a child or a wife would want you to stay out of it. Why you always got something to say? Why don't you just let me do what I'm doing? Right? Why you over my back? Right? Why, you know, I remember we used to say back in the day, well, why you sweating me? Yeah. Right? We wanted that release to do what we want to do. But the Most High said he can't. He has to say this is right or this is wrong. He can't just, you know what, I'm not even going to say nothing. Go ahead, do what you're doing. Unless he already said what was right and wrong several times. Then you say, you know what, I done said it 10 times. Do what you're doing now. You'll find out. I already made my proclamation that I'm not with this. This is wrong. You're doing this the wrong way. Don't do it this way. Sometimes you get the battle. You know what? After a while you go, you know what? I said my piece. Have it your way then. Right? We'll see what happens. I cleared my what? My hands. Because the Father said, if the Father give you a word and you fail to warn the wicked, what does the Bible tell us? Their iniquity will be what? On your hands. Their iniquity will be on your hands. You can't stop somebody from doing what they want to do, but you can at least let them know where you stand, where God stands, and what's right from wrong. That responsibility we have as men. Everybody understand that?
Okay.
Very important. We can't dodge that through frustration. You can't dodge it through, the person ain't going to listen to me anyway. If they belong to you and they're your responsibility, you still got to tell them. You still have to tell them. Go ahead.
Yeah, I tell my son, he doesn't even want to talk to me when I tell him.
Yeah, trust me, I understand. Right? Sons be the hardest ones to deal with a lot of times because they becoming to be men themselves. So they want to make their own decisions. But as long as you still feeding them and giving them a head over a roof over their head, they got to follow your decisions, right? When they leave and establish their own house, hey, brother, push on. You know what I'm saying? I'll come and visit. I'm not going to stress you. But if I'm paying your way, you need to hear what I got to say, right? And you need to take heed to my word. And if you don't, you're in the transgression. You're out of order. Anilo beseta. There's no order to what you're doing, all right? There's no order to what you're doing. Very important that we understand that, especially dealing with the environments that we're forced to live in this kingdom, where there is nobody judging or nobody making people do the right thing, right? We live in what is called a time of liberty, right? Let's get that in the scripture. Let me get that verse on liberty. We understand how important that we understand what time we're living in, right? We're living in a time of liberty. The Bible calls it. Galatians 5. Galatians 5. Not every time is the same. This time we're living in is a liberal time, right?
Galatians 5.
5:13.
Okay, Ken. The book of Galatians, chapter 5, and verse 13.
Go ahead.
For brethren, ye have been called unto liberty.
Onto what?
Unto liberty.
What does the word liberty mean? Freedom? What does liberty mean? Freedom? You can say it loud, say it proud. Freedom, right? The ability to make a choice, right? The choice is yours, right? No one is going to stop you. No one is going to make you. You have to make your own decision. This kingdom is a liberal kingdom. There's certain laws set before the land, but morality is very liberal in this kingdom. It's what you think right and wrong is, basically what they tell you. Whatever floats your boat, right? Whatever puts the wind in your sail. They have a lot of sayings for this, right? So we've been called in a time of liberty. No one is holding us morally accountable for our actions. Read.
Ken. For brethren, ye have been called unto liberty.
Only
use not liberty for an occasion to the flesh.
But don't use the liberty to become sinful. Don't use the liberty to then say, I don't have to keep the ordinances, right? Like we were talking about before, the order that was set. Because of liberty, the wife can say to the husband, I'm going to do whatever I want to do. Who's going to stop her? Who's coming to stop her? The police? You call the police, 911. Yeah, I want to report a crime. Yeah, what's going on? Yeah, my wife won't listen to me. Yeah, she doesn't do what I tell her to do. Are they going to come over? There's no policing. There's no officer for that. We have a time of liberty. You could call the police and say, listen, my son, I told him to wash the dishes and put out the garbage. It's the third day in a row, dishes in the house, and the garbage is in the garbage can. No one is coming to save you, right? Because we live in a land of liberty, right? Now, there was a time in our kingdom when there was a son that would not hear the father and the mother. What happened to that young man? What is the records in our records? What happened to that young man, Brother Barzal?
He was brought to the elders.
And then what happened to him? Then they what?
Disciplined him.
They disciplined him in what way?
You make it seem so.
Right. There was a pile of stones where he was standing. That's an example of no liberty. That was not a liberal time. That was a time that you will be held accountable for what you've done, what you do and what you don't do. But in this kingdom, you might call the police. Your child might call the police on you for you trying to tell them what to do. All right. That's how wild this kingdom is. All right. But the liberty that we've been called on to, the time that the Father has given us, this graceful time in our lives, this graceful generation where grace is abounding, do not use that grace for an occasion to the flesh. Do not use that grace to say, well, I'm going to do whatever I want to do, and nobody's going to do nothing about it. But read on.
But by love serve one another.
But by love, even though you can choose hate, the Father is asking you or telling you, you better choose love. We're allowed to hate each other in this world. There's more hate than love in this world, Kan? Kan or la'a? Because I don't know where you living in, right? But I see more hate than love in this world. Right? The Bible said the love of many shall what?
Wax cold.
Shall wax cold. Turn off. Right? That brotherly love, sisterly love is few and far between. We have a lot more reasons to hate and separate than to love and come together. Loving and coming together is a chore and a task. Hating and separating, this world loves it. When you do it, the world will give you everything you need, give you every excuse you need to achieve that sin. This world encourages and supports sin. This world does not encourage and support the law, statute, commandments of the Most High or the love of the Heavenly Father. When you go to perform the love of the Heavenly Father, you're going to go through opposition. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be difficult. But the scriptures say if you resist the devil, he's going to what?
Flee.
That's it. It'll get easier. If you're committed to the action will become easier. If you allow the opposition to stop you, well, sin is so easy in this kingdom. This world, this kingdom will embrace you for your sinful behavior, right? This world, when a husband and wife having problems, and a sister call her sister friend, right? In this world, what's the instruction that she's probably going to get? Right? Drop that zero, right? Find you a hero, right? Go with someone else. You ain't got to put it with that girl. He did what? Because sin is in. We live in a liberal kingdom where the occasion to the flesh, whatever feels good is good. Let's roll with it. But the Father's will is sitting there and looking at us and saying, y'all have not yet learned to love one another. Y'all have not yet learned to love according to the commandments. Shabbat shalom, elder.
Shabbat shalom.
All right. Read. Tell them where you at.
The book of Galatians, chapter 5, and verse 13.
Well, you can read 13 again.
For brethren, ye have been called unto liberty. Only use not liberty for an occasion to the flesh, but by love serve one another.
Go ahead.
For all the law is fulfilled in one word,
Let's read.
even in this,
Come on.
thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Right. All the law is fulfilled by us loving one another. Because the laws are the oracles, the orders of love. The love that we have to love each other with is a lawful love, an ordered love, a love that has restraints, it has paths, it has rules. Once we break those rules, we break that love. And we can't fake this. We could talk about it, you know. It's a nice word to say love, right? It's a nice word. But when it comes to the deeds, it's difficult. Sometimes it's hard to love one another. But we still call to that. If you're going to fulfill the law, we must love one another, right? Read on.
But if ye bite and devour one another,
If you do what?
if ye bite and devour one another,
So now, is that talking literal? That's similitude? Similitude, huh? Because nobody's biting each other literally. I hope not. There was a bath soap incident one time in Miami where they found somebody actually biting somebody on the street. But that doesn't happen too often. So what is the biting and devouring talking about? Brother Barzal, got your hand up?
But it's, when you hurt someone,
Hurt him how?
like hurt their feelings or their pride or physically hurt them.
Hurt their feelings. It's something I'm looking for, though. It's close. Captain McGunn? With a tongue, right? What did you do? But what'd you do? How'd you bite? How'd you devour them? Okay. Okay. Interesting. Lion Paw?
Setting up a stumbling block for your brother and sister and causing them to err, things of that nature.
We getting closer now. I'm liking where you're going with that.
You're devouring your neighbor at that point.
Causing them to err is the key, what you just said. When you say something to cause sin on your brother or sister, right? You're biting and devouring each other. We're all causing each other to fail instead of encouraging each other to do well, right? We might feel a certain way about that person, so we're going to say this and say that. We're going to put the law behind us, right? The law of love, the law of liberty, the law of us keeping God's commands, and we're going to do what we feel like doing, right? At that moment, it might be anger, so we bite and we devour, using our mouths, like Captain McGunn said, using our mouths, our words, right? Read on.
but if ye bite and devour one another,
Read.
take heed that ye be not consumed one of another.
But that's what happens. You do something to me, I do something to you. You do something to me, I do something to you, right? After we're done going back and forward, what's left of me and you? Not much, right? Now we dust. You know what I'm saying? We done beat each other to a pulp spiritually, right? So now we can't even coincide. We can't even interact because we done beat each other to a pulp. All right, read.
This I say then, walk in the Spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh.
Right, so we got to stay in the spirit of the Most High. We got to stay in these commands. Let's go back to Numbers.
Okay.
We got to stay in these commands and these laws and these ordinances. We got to walk in them. That's walking in the spirit. Do not fulfill the lust of the flesh. The lust of the flesh is your bad ideas, right? Your deceitful heart. Your heart that allows you to believe that sin is in and you could win with just a little sin, right? That all those thought patterns are of the devil and not of the Most High. Let's read on in Numbers 30.
The book of Numbers, chapter 30, verse 15.
Go ahead.
But if he shall any ways make them void after that he have heard them, then he shall bear her iniquity.
Right.
These are the statutes which the Most High commanded Moses between a man and his wife, between the father and his daughter, being yet in her youth in her father's house.
Right. So we have ordinances that allow us a lot of wisdom, that's given us a great instruction in Numbers 30. Numbers 31. Let's read.
Numbers chapter 31, verse 1. And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, Avenge the children of Israel of the Midianites. Afterward shalt thou be gathered unto thy people. And Moses spake unto the people, saying, Arm some of yourselves unto the war, and let them go against the Midianites, and avenge the Most High of Midian.
Now, why are we avenging the Midianites? What did they do to us? Brother Barzal?
They cause us to sin.
How did they cause us to sin?
started for the woman we're dating a woman or married a woman and we're setting up stuff for their God.
Right. We started being what? Seduced. Right? Seduction. They were messing with us because they was enticing us. The Midianites. I don't know what the Midianites had going on, but it had to be quite interesting, right? And it was so interesting, and we became so interested, we forgot about the Most High. And the Heavenly Father became what? Jealous. And jealousy is the what? According to the Bible. What's the outcome of jealousy? Wrath. Right? Scriptures say jealousy is the wrath of a man. So the anger fell upon the Most High and said, man, vex these Midianites, man, because they're getting on my nerves. Because my little ones, they keep following these Midianites when they're supposed to be following me. Destroy the Midianites because they were a distraction to my children. Does everybody understand that? Right? You might have someone in the life of your child or the life of your household and it keep causing problems. You might have to put that person out. You got to start coming over here because you are a troublemaker, right? The Midianites was a troublemaker to the Israelites. Does everybody understand that?
Okay.
Let's read.
Verse 4. Of every tribe 1,000, throughout all the tribes of Israel shall ye send to the war. So there were delivered out of the thousands of Israel 1,000 of every tribe, 12,000 armed for war.
Go ahead.
And Moses sent them to the war, 1,000 of every tribe, them and Phinehas, the son of Eleazar the priest, to the war with the holy instruments and the trumpets to blow in his hand.
Now, you know, Phinehas is a great warrior before the Most High, right? Phinehas made that shish kebab in the name of the Most High, right? Took care of business, right? So he knew Phinehas wasn't scared. So he said, yeah, Phinehas, you go with them because I know you ain't scared, right? You're going to set it off, right? Read.
And they warred against the Midianites.
And they did what?
Warred against the Midianites.
And we engaged in battle against the evil influence. We engaged in battle against the evil influence. We are to always engage in battle against evil influences. Does everybody understand that? Here is physical in our history. Today is more spiritual. That we have to engage in battle against an evil influence and not allow it to what? Rest in between us. Because that evil influence will destroy us. Does everybody understand? Come on, read.
And they warred against the Midianites as the Most High commanded Moses. And they slew all the males. Verse 8. And they slew the kings of Midian besides the rest of them that were slain, namely Evi and Rechem and Zur and Hur and Reba, 5 kings of Midian.
Right.
Balaam also, the son of Beor, they slew with the sword.
Right, so Balaam was the one that came to curse Israel, and the Most High kept making him bless Israel. He didn't get away with that. Most High said, yeah, we're going to see Balaam too. He going to get it. Even though he couldn't curse us, the fact that he had the audacity to try, he's going to get it for that. Right, read.
Verse 9. And the children of Israel took all the women of Midian captives and their little ones, and took the spoil of all their cattle and of all their flocks and all their goods.
Read.
And they burnt all their cities wherein they dwelt, and all their goodly castles with fire. And they took all the spoil and all the prey, both of men and of beasts. And they brought the captives and the prey and the spoil unto Moses and Eleazar the priest, and unto the congregation of the children of Israel, unto the camp of the plains of Moab, which are by Jordan near Jericho.
Read.
And Moses and Eleazar the priest and all the princes of the congregation went forth to meet them without the camp. And Moses was wroth with the officers of the host, with the captains over thousands and captains over hundreds, which came from the battle.
Read.
And Moses said unto them, Have ye saved all the women alive? Behold, these caused the children of Israel through the counsel of Balaam to commit trespass against the Most High in the matter of Peor, and there was a plague among the congregation of the Most High.
So he had to remind them, don't you remember what happened to us? Why are you holding these women? Right? Why are you holding these women when you knew that these women caused us to sin against the Most High? He said, have you saved them all alive? I mean, what's going on? So Moses is checking his captains. You see the order is there? That's how the order should be. The elders to check the captains when they see something wrong with the captains. Why? Because sometimes the captains don't see it themselves. Here, the captains didn't see the problem here. We win in the war, but so what if we take a couple women, right? Moses tell them, no, man, could be a big problem. Right, read on.
Verse 17. Now therefore, kill every male among the little ones, and kill every woman that have known man by lying with him.
Go ahead.
But all the women children that have not known a man by lying with him, keep alive for yourselves. And do ye abide without the camp 7 days.
Right, so he said, all right. He made a compromise with them, right? So listen, I guess you guys need women, right? So this is what we're going to do. Kill all of them that have known men, right? Those of them that were virgins, at a young age, you could keep them alive, and then you could have them. But the influence, they should not be able to influence you because they have not known man. They're not strong in their convictions, right? Read.
Whosoever have killed any person, and whosoever have touched any slain, purify both yourselves and your captives on the 3rd day and on the 7th day.
Right.
And purify all your raiment and all that is made of skins and of all work of goat's hair and all things made of wood. Verse 21. And Eleazar the priest said unto the men of war which went to the battle, This is the ordinance of the law which the Most High commanded Moses.
Okay, read.
Only the gold and the silver, the brass, the iron, the tin, and the lead, everything that may abide the fire, ye shall make it go through the fire, and it shall be clean.
Right, so clean and cleanse the metals by melting the metals. In the process of melting the metals, it will get rid of all the impurities that's in the metal. So he said those cause them to go through the fire, right? Burn them up, melt them down, mold in fire. Read on.
Nevertheless, it shall be purified with the water of separation. And all that abideth not the fire ye shall make go through the water. And ye shall wash your clothes on the 7th day, and ye shall be clean, and afterward ye shall come into the camp. Verse 25. And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, Take the sum of the prey that was taken, both of man and of beast, thou and Eleazar the priest, and the chief fathers of the congregation, and divide the prey into 2 parts, between them that took the war upon them who went out to battle, and between all the congregation. And levy a tribute unto the Most High of the men of war which went out to battle, 1 soul of 500, both of the persons, and of the beeves, and of the donkeys, and of the sheep. Take it of their half, and give it unto Eleazar the priest for an heave offering of the Most High. And of the children of Israel's half, thou shalt take 1 portion of 50 of the persons, of the beeves, of the donkeys, and of the flocks, of all manner of beasts, and give them unto the Levites, which keep the charge of the tabernacle of the Most High. Verse 31. And Moses and Eleazar the priest did as the Most High commanded Moses. And the booty, being the best, the rest of the prey which the men of war had caught, was 600,000 and 70,000 and 5,000 sheep.
Right, so you understand what's happening here. They're dividing the spoils. Everybody's going to get a piece. Everybody's going to get something, right? So either ones that went out to war will get, but also the ones that stayed back will also get, because we needed men to stay back to cover our women and children when the men went out there to war. But everybody deserves a piece of the victory. So the Father is a just power. He didn't say, oh, you didn't go out to battle, you don't get nothing. No. You didn't go out to battle, but you had a process that you had to uphold back home. You will receive a blessing because the whole nation is blessed when we overcome our enemy. Hallelujah. Go ahead.
Verse 33. And 62,012 beeves, and 61,000 donkeys, and 32,000 persons in all, of women that had not known man by lying with him. And the half, which was the portion of them that went out to war, was in number 300,000 and 30,500 sheep.
Right, so now you have what? All these women were taken as spoil. Now, what was the deed for these women? What are we going to do with them? What are we going to do with them? Huh? What are we doing with them? Anybody? Servants. Exactly, servants. Servants that cannot fight back, right? Servants that you can easily put them under servitude, and the probability of them overthrowing you is slim to none, right? And if by any chance you make a child with one of them, then it only puts them in a further humble position, right? But that's not the case. The case was they were brought for servants, right? Let's get Leviticus 25. What's the law on this?
Oh, okay. I also got the one in Deuteronomy too. Shave her head, hair her nails.
You can give me that one.
Okay.
And Leviticus 25 also.
Okay.
Which one do you want to do?
Leviticus.
What you want to use that? Or you want 25?
You said 25. Okay.
25, 45?
25, 45.
Go ahead.
Okay. The book of Leviticus, chapter 25 and verse 45. Moreover, of the children of the strangers that do sojourn among you, of them shall ye buy, and of their families that are with you, which they begat in your land.
So like you start with verse 44.
Verse 44. Both thy bondmen and thy bondmaids, which thou shalt have, shall be of the heathen.
Shall be of what?
Shall be of the heathen.
So in this case, it was the Midianites, the bondman and bondwomen. We didn't keep the men, we kept the women. What purpose? They would become bondwomen, right? Read on.
That are round about you, of them shall ye buy bondmen and bondmaids.
Read.
Moreover, of the children of the strangers that do sojourn among you, of them shall ye buy, and of their families that are with you, which they begat in your land, and they shall be your possession.
And they shall be what?
And they shall be your possession.
So that's why they were part of what? The spoils. They become your possession. Read on.
And ye shall take them as an inheritance for your children after you, to inherit them for a possession. They shall be your bondmen forever.
For how long?
Forever.
For the rest of their life, they'll be a bondman or a bondwoman. Read on.
But over your brethren, the children of Israel, ye shall not rule one over another with rigor.
But you can never do that to a fellow Israelite, right? So these bondmaids were holding a position of servitude. Now somebody might say, well, that was back then. Is that going to happen again? Right? Is that still the will of the Most High, or did the Most High change? Did he have a change of heart when concerning the other nations? All right. Let's get Isaiah 14 real quick. Let's see if the Most High changed, as the churches would have you believe, that those things, oh, that's the Old Testament. He changed. He cool now. Right? He love everybody now. All right. Isaiah 14.
Can. The book of Isaiah, chapter 14, and verse 1.
Uh-huh.
For the Most High will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land.
Uh-huh.
And the strangers
Right.
shall be joined with them.
The Midianites, the Edomites, and the Jebusites, and the Hittites. Read on.
And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
Okay, read.
And the people shall take them and bring them to their place.
Mm-hmm.
And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were. And they shall rule over their oppressors.
Right, so the Most High has not changed. He still tells us the same thing, that the nations were to be your servants, right? Revelations 13 and verse 9, right? Maybe it changed. Let me go further. Let's go to the New Testament. Maybe they say, well, that's still the Old Testament. Well, let's go to the New Testament and see if they're supposed to be your servants.
Can. The book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 9.
Come on.
If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
Here is the patience and the faith of all of us as the saints of the Most High. We know that the Most High will avenge Israel from all their suffering. All right. What's that verse in Revelations, the outer court?
22 and 14.
Which one is it?
What's that, 22?
22:14.
Hold on.
And all the outer court leave out because they're dogs. And
Yeah.
what's that verse right there? 22:14-15. So, let me get that. Revelations 22:14 and 15.
Okay. The book of Revelation, chapter 22 and verse 14.
Go ahead.
Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life, and may enter in through the gates into the city.
Right. So the Most High letting us know that our salvation is, has a requirement. Yes, we must have faith in Hamashiach Yahushua, but our works have to be of the law, right? Our works, because faith without works is what? Yes, we have faith in Yahushua that he's the finisher of our faith, but our works need to be of the laws, of the righteousness. Read on.
Verse 15. For without are dogs, and sorcerers, and whoremongers, and murderers, and idolaters, and whosoever loveth and maketh a lie.
Right? So now, outside of that gate, of that city, outside of salvation, are all the other nations. And they are considered dogs and sorcerers and murderers and all these. The Most High looks upon these nations as the worst. That's why he called us Gohim. He called us Gentiles when we act like that. Right? We lose our identity when we start to operate like the other nations operate. Right? To the point where we lost our name, but God has been merciful and kind to return our name onto us. And our name comes with our reputation, and our reputation is of righteousness.
Oh, he
right?
had 11 and 1. Revelation.
Revelation 11 and 1?
Yeah, I can. The book of Revelation, chapter 11 and verse 1. And there was given me a reed like unto a rod.
Con.
And the angel stood, saying, Rise, and measure the temple of the Most High, and the altar, and them that worship therein.
Con. That's the scripture I'm looking
Yeah,
for.
can.
There you go. Con.
But the court,
Yes, con. Read.
but the court, which is without the temple, leave out.
Right. The court outside of the righteous, the children of Israel, leave that out. Read on. Why?
and measure it not.
Why?
For it is given unto the
It was
Gentiles.
given to who?
Unto the Gentiles.
Remember we just read about the sorcerers and the dogs and everybody? That's the outer court. Read on.
And the holy city shall they tread underfoot 42 months.
They're gonna leave. They're not gonna be in here with us. They're gonna threaten our city for a while, but then they're gonna get kicked out. Most High is making an eviction notice to all these other nations in our city. Why? Because they're dogs and sorcerers and everything that's ill-willed under the sun. All right? The Father sees all sin. We don't see everything. We see enough, but He see it all. Right? And just by the little that we've seen, we can imagine what the Father has seen. He might be like, man, look, you don't want to see what I saw. Right? So we know, we trust our power. He says, put them to the outside, therefore we put them to the outside. We don't test our Father that's in heaven, right? So let's go back to Numbers. Same thing with these Midianites. We had to get rid of them from amongst us, right? They can't be in a cleansed camp where we're trying to come back to the Father and keep His will. Right? Why do you think we don't keep the nations? Listen, the law of the Most High, the whole earth is going to be responsible to keeping the laws of the Heavenly Father. But why they not in here learning with us? Because what would that happen? What would happen to us if they was in the midst of us, according to the Word? What would happen? If we had Edomites and everybody in here, Moray, they would turn our hearts, right? Next thing you know, right? One of our young brothers got an eye for that Ishmaelite in the front of the congregation, right? And now they making what? Marriages, right? In their heart, in their mind. The Most High, He knows us. That's why He put these laws, just like a father knows his children and says, listen, be inside at a certain time. Why? Because we know our child being out there at a certain time, you're going to get yourself into something. Don't go down the block. Because I see what goes on down the block. I don't want you down there. Because if you go down there, guess what? Chances are you're going to get yourself in something. Right? My friends is coming over. We're going to hang out. Leave the door open. Why? Because chances are when the door is closed, I can't see what y'all up to. Right? A watchful eye is over their flock. A watchful eye is over those that they care about. We consider the lives. Right? The Father told us how to be shepherds. Shepherd watches over the sheep to see what they're doing, what they're getting into. Sheep over there huddled up doing something wrong, right? He gonna come and move them aside. Don't be over here, right? Because y'all gonna get yourself into a problem that's gonna hurt you, right? So the Father knew that the Midianites was gonna hurt us because of the sin that's within us. And told us, no, only these type keep, because these, you should be able to master over that. But the other kind, don't even go there, right? Don't even go there, you know. Anyone that has known man, these women that have known man, get rid of them, right? Because they're going to try to entice you, because they have known man, all right? They're going to try to entice you with womanly wiles, because they know how to be, you know, how to do that, right? Let's read.
All right. Numbers 31, start with verse 36. And the half, which was the portion of them that went out to war, was in number 300,000 and 30,500 sheep. And the Most High's tribute of the sheep was 615. And the beeves were 36,000, of which the Most High's tribute was 12. And the donkeys were 30,500, of which the Most High's tribute was 61. And the persons were 16,000, of which the Most High's tribute was 32 persons. And Moses gave the tribute which was the Most High's heave offering unto Eleazar the priest, as the Most High commanded Moses. And of the children of Israel's half, which Moses divided from the men that warred. Now the half that pertained unto the congregation was 300,000 and 30,000 and 7,500 sheep, and 36,000 beeves, and 30,000 donkeys, and 500, and 16,000 persons. Even of the children of Israel's half, Moses took one portion of 50, both of man and of beast, and gave them unto the Levites, which kept the charge of the tabernacle of the Most High, as the Most High commanded Moses. Verse 48. And the officers which were over thousands of the host, the captains of thousands and captains of hundreds, came near unto Moses. And they said unto Moses, Thy servants have taken the sum of the men of war which are under our charge, and here lacketh not one man of us. We have therefore brought an oblation for the Most High. What every man have gotten of jewels, of gold, chains, and bracelets, rings, earrings, and tablets, to make an atonement for our souls before the Most High. And Moses and Eleazar the priest took the gold of them, even all wrought jewels, and all the gold of the offering that they offered up to the Most High, of the captains of thousands and of the captains of hundreds, was 16,715 shekels. For the men of war had taken spoil, every man for himself. And Moses and Eleazar the priest took the gold of the captains of thousands and of hundreds, and brought it into the tabernacle of the congregation for a memorial for the children of Israel before the Most High. Chapter 32. Now the children of Reuben and the children of Gad had a great multitude of cattle. And when they saw the land of Jazer and the land of Gilead, that behold, the place was a place for cattle.
Right. So they conquered the land, and now we're starting to make our abode. We're starting to dwell. Let me get a map of Israel at this time, according to Numbers 32. So you just go Numbers 32 map. You should have it if you look it up. Right. Read on.
Come on. Numbers chapter 32, verse 1. Now the children of Reuben and the children of Gad had a very great multitude of cattle, and when they saw the land of Jazer and the land of Gilead, that behold, the place was a place for cattle.
It was a what?
A place for cattle.
So now, what kind of land you need for cattle? Flat lands with lots of what? Grass. So the land was very flat. It was what he called plains. So he said, these plains man, we have enough grass here for all our cattle, right? Because when you have cattle, you got to keep them on one side of the grass, then you got to move them to another side. You got to keep rotating them on the land so they don't destroy all the grass, but actually enrich the earth. But to keep them going, you have to have them graze. You got to have them move on throughout the land. So you need large land for cattle, all right? I think you're about to put it up there, right? So we see on the map, right? You see where Jazer is. That's on the east side of the River Jordan, right? Jazer is in, I guess that's purple, right? Shaded area. This is what the land they're talking about, which is a flat lands. I believe today that will be Jordan, if I'm correct, right? The nation called Jordan. If we link it up against a map today, I think that will be the land of Jordan. I'm not sure. You can look it up. All right, read on.
Come on. Verse 2. And the children of Gad and the children of Reuben came and spake unto Moses and to Eleazar the priest and unto the princes of the congregation, saying, Altaroth and Dibon and Jazer and Nimrah and Heshbon and these names, boy, and Shabam and Nebo and beyond, even the country which the Most High smote before the congregation of Israel is a land for cattle, and thy servants have cattle. Wherefore, said they, if we have found grace in thy sight, let this land be given unto thy servants for possession, and bring us not over Jordan. And Moses said unto the children of Gad.
Right, so they said, let's chill right here. We like this area. We don't need to go over Jordan. We're comfortable here. Let's see what Moses instructs them. Go ahead. Yeah, east of the Jordan River. Or Look up the country of Jordan. You can look up that too.
Okay, in verse 6. And Moses said unto the children of Gad and to the children of Reuben, shall your brethren go to war, and shall ye sit here? And wherefore discourage ye the heart of the children of Israel from going over into the land which the Most High have given them?
So this is an important lesson that he's given them. Because in one word, what did Gad and Reuben start to become? Selfish. They got what they need. This is perfect for us. We don't need to do nothing else. We good with this right here. What about the rest of your brethren? A lot of us say we worried about mines. I'm gonna get mines. Y'all get yours. I'm gonna get mines. I got mines. Get yours. Right? I got mines. You go get yours. That's not the spirit of a Hebrew Israelite. That's not a family spirit. Remember, Israel is a family. So if your brothers got theirs, you don't got nothing. You're supposed to be looking out for the one that don't have. Saying, listen, let me put you up on game. Let me help you. Right? We got ours. Let me help you get yours. That's how a family's supposed to operate. Everybody understand that? It's not everybody for themselves. That's a slave mentality. Right? Slaves thought that way because they was afraid all the time. Right? Go ahead.
Yeah, precept.
Go ahead.
The book of Philippians chapter 2 in verse 4. It says, look not every man on his own things, but every man also on the things of others.
All right, perfect precept right there. Perfect precept. All right, that is what the Father is saying here. Gad and Reuben were looking at their own things when they should be looking at the things of others, the other 12 tribes. Read on.
Let this mind be in you, which was also in Hamashiach Yahushua.
All right, perfect precept. Let's go back. All right.
Okay.
So looking at the map that's on the screen, they left the screen. It just was on the screen a second ago. There we go. You see where Jordan is, east of the Jordan River, right? Those are the plains where Gad and Reuben. So now when we read about Israel today, that's not the full size of Israel. Israel was that whole Middle East area. But then they broke it up in different nations today. So you have Israel today, Jordan, Syria, Lebanon, all that was Israel. But now they divided the lands amongst themselves and renamed the land. Everybody understand that? But the original land of Israel, all those countries was one land. All right, let's read.
The book of Numbers chapter 32 in verse 8.
The water.
Thus did your fathers when I sent them from Kadesh Barnea to see the land. For when they went up unto the valley of Escol and saw the land, they discouraged the heart of the children of Israel, that they should not go into the land which the Most High had given them. And the Most High's anger was kindled the same time, and he sware, saying, surely none of the men that came up out of Egypt from 20 years old and upward shall see the land which I swear unto Abraham, unto Isaac, and unto Jacob, because they have not wholly followed me.
Right.
Save Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, the Kenizzite, and Joshua, the son of Nun, for they have wholly followed the Most High.
But they have done what?
Wholly followed the Most High.
They have wholly followed the Most High. The Father requires all. Right? The others that went to spy out the land, they let their frightful heart stop them from putting the Most High in the right position in their life, in their mind. They thought there was something that the Father is telling us to do that we can't do. If you wholly follow the Father, everything he told us to do, we can do. Right? You should not think anything different. Why would the Most High give us instruction that we can't follow? That's a church mentality. Oh, we're all sinners. We can't do the law. We can't do this. We can't do that. Somebody tell you can't. We understand that they don't know the Father. They don't know the power of Yahweh. Because there's nothing that the Father cannot do. Hallelujah. There's nothing that he's going to set before you in your life you cannot accomplish in his spirit. In his spirit, all things are under your hands. From the time we were created, he told us to put the whole earth in dominion, to have the whole earth in subjection, to have dominion over the whole earth. Right? From the fishes to the fowls to the land, everything is under you. You're above all things. All things can bend to your will. If you use what? Skill. Another word for skill is wisdom. Right? Skill and wisdom is the same word. Right? So if you have the skills, you have the wisdom, nothing is out of your control, out of your reach. Right? That's in righteousness, of course. All right, let's read.
Numbers chapter 32, verse 13.
Go ahead.
And the Most High's anger was kindled against Israel, and he made them wander in the wilderness 40 years, until all the generation that had done evil in the sight of the Most High was consumed. And behold, ye are risen up in your father's stead, an increase of sinful men, to augment yet the fierce anger of the Most High toward Israel. For if ye turn away from after him, he will yet again leave them in the wilderness, and ye shall destroy all this people.
Read.
And they came near unto him and said, We will build sheepfolds here for our cattle, and cities for our little ones. But we ourselves will go ready armed before the children of Israel until we have brought them unto their place. And our little ones shall dwell in the fenced cities because of the inhabitants of the land. We will not return unto our houses until the children of Israel have inherited every man his inheritance. For we will not inherit with them on yonder side Jordan or forward, because our inheritance is fallen to us on this side Jordan eastward.
So they going to work for their brethren. They already got theirs, but they're going to go work for their brethren. And they said they're not going to stop till everybody gets their portion of land, even though they already had their own portion. That is the nobility of being a Hebrew Israelite. That's the nobility of being a child of Yah. That understanding can transform to your life today. Take this understanding with you, that until we all get it right, we're going to work and we're going to toil and fight for the collective. Hallelujah?
Yeah.
Not just for ourselves. All right? That divided thought pattern, that's an individualite, not an Israelite. All right, let's read.
Verse 20. And Moses said unto them, If ye will do this thing, if ye will go armed before the Most High to war,
Read.
and will go all of you armed over Jordan before the Most High, until he have driven out his enemies before him,
Come on.
and the land be subdued before the Most High, then afterward ye shall return and be guiltless before the Most High and before Israel. And this land shall be your possession before the Most High.
Read.
But if ye will not do so, behold, ye have sinned against the Most High, and be sure your sin will find you out.
Read.
Build you cities for your little ones, and folds for your sheep, and do that which have proceeded out of your mouth. And the children of Gad and the children of Reuben spake unto Moses, saying, Thy servants will do as my idle one commandeth. Our little ones, our wives, our flocks, and all our cattle shall be there in the cities of Gilead. And thy servants will pass over, every man armed for war before the Most High to battle, as my idle one saith. So concerning them Moses commanded Eleazar the priest and Joshua the son of Nun, and the chief fathers of the tribes of the children of Israel. And Moses said unto them, If the children of Gad and the children of Reuben will pass with you over Jordan, every man armed to battle before the Most High, and the land shall be subdued before you, then ye shall give them the land of Gilead for a possession. But if they will not pass over with you armed, they shall have possessions among you in the land of Canaan. And the children of Gad and the children of Reuben answered, saying, As the Most High had said unto thy servant, so will we do. We will pass over armed before the Most High into the land of Canaan, that the possession of our inheritance on this side Jordan may be ours. And Moses gave unto them, even to the children of Gad and to the children of Reuben, and unto half the tribe of Manasseh, the son of Joseph, the kingdom of Sihon, king of the Amorites, and the kingdom of Og, king of Bashan, the land which the cities thereof in the coast, even the cities of the country round about. And the children of Gad built Dibon, and Ataroth, and Aor, and Ataroth, Shophan, and Jazer, and Jogbehah, and Beth Nimrah, and Beth Haran, fenced cities, and folds for sheep. And the children of Reuben built Heshbon, and Eleleh, and Kirjahim.
So what does the word Beth mean?
Blessed
House.
house.
So every area, they were naming it house of this family,
Beth.
house of that family, right? House of this family. That's how we was dividing the land. Okay, this is your area, right? This is the house of Baruch over here. This is the house of Magun over here. This is the house of Bunyamin over here. Different houses was they named the area after the names of the people. So it's Beth, right? Beth meaning house. This family is going to be the, I could say the owners of this area. All right, so this is why we're calling it Beth this or Beth that. All right, read.
Verse 38. And Nebo and Baal Meon, these names being changed, and Shibmah, and gave other names unto the cities which they builded. And the children of Machir, the son of Manasseh, went to Gilead, and took it, and disposed the Amorite which was in it. And Moses gave Gilead unto Machir, the son of Manasseh, and he dwelt therein.
We get a map of this chapter.
And Jair, the son of Manasseh, went and took the small towns thereof, and called them Havoth Jair. And Nobah went and took Kenath, and the villages thereof, and called it Nobah after his own name. Numbers 33 and verse 1.
Con.
These are the journeys of the children of Israel, which went forth out of the land of Egypt with their armies under the hand of Moses and Aaron. And Moses wrote their goings out according to their journeys by the commandment of the Most High. And these are their journeys according to their going out. And they departed from Ramses in the first month, on the 15th day of the first month. On the morrow, after the Passover, the children of Israel went out with an high hand in the sight of all the Egyptians.
Right, so it's giving us a historical event. The 15th day of the first month, which is what? What holiday is that?
Passover.
The Pesach, right? The Passover. Pesach. Right? We went out with a high hand, meaning that what? We went out and they were happy to see us leave. Right? So we left out at that day and began our journeys as a nation to our own homeland. Right? Leaving Egypt, going to our homeland. So that means we can't be Egyptian because that wasn't our home. All right, read on.
Verse 4. For the Egyptians buried all their firstborn, which the Most High had smitten among them. Upon their gods also the Most High executed judgments. And the children of Israel removed from Ramses and
Right.
pitched in Sukkoth.
Right, Ramses and Sukkoth are areas. We left from one area. We left from Ramses, the great city in Egypt, and went over to Sukkoth. Right, read.
And they parted from Sukkoth and pitched in Itham, which is in the edge of the wilderness. And they removed from Itham and turned again unto Pi-hahiroth, which is before Baal-zephon, and they pitched before Migdol. And they departed from Pi-hahiroth and passed through the midst of the sea of the wilderness, and went 3 days' journey in the wilderness of Etham, and pitched in Marah. And they removed from Marah and came unto Elim, and in Elim were 12 fountains of water, and 70 palm trees, and they pitched there.
70 palm trees, man. It must have been looking like Malibu, right? Looking like Miami out there. 10 palm trees. It was beautiful, in other words. Right? That's basically what they're saying. They was going through these lands, and these lands had beauty to them. They weren't just like what they call like desert lands. When people think of the Middle East, they think of like what you see on TV, rolling desert hills. No, these lands were beautiful, right? Greatly to be inhabited, right? They were wildernesses that wasn't developed, but they did not look like what they try to depict, like we're a bunch of sand lands, right? It was beautiful. Matter of fact, the desert grew in time, right? If you know about the history of the desert in Northern Africa or the Middle East, it grew. It wasn't always so big, and now it's actually shrinking. Why is the desert shrinking? Because the prophecy of the Father is going to come to pass, that all those lands that laid waste were going to be made inhabitable again. The Father was actually going to bring the vegetation back to that land. And when I was out there, they actually literally showed us lands that were all desert, and now there's greenery coming out of the rocky ground. And they're like, this has never happened, right? So this is coming to pass according to the will of Yah. So we have a map here on the screen showing our journeys from Ramesses to Sukkoth to Etham and all the areas that we travel. So keep an eye on the map as we read on. Go ahead.
Numbers 33, verse 10. And they removed from Elam and encamped by the Red Sea. And they removed from the Red Sea and encamped in the wilderness of Sin. And they took their journey out of the wilderness of Sin and encamped in Dophkah. And they departed from Dophkah and encamped in Alush. And they removed from Alush and encamped in Rephidim, where was no water for the people to drink. And they departed from Rephidim and pitched in the wilderness of Sinai. And they removed from the desert of Sinai and pitched at Kabroth Hatavah. And they departed from Kabroth Hatavah and encamped in Hazeroth. And they departed from Hazeroth and pitched in Rifmah. And they departed from Rifmah and pitched in Ramon Perez. And they departed from Ramon Perez and pitched in Libnah. And they removed from Libnah and pitched in Rishah. And they journeyed from Rishah and pitched in Kehel Latha. And they went from Kehel Talaha and pitched in Mount Shafir. And they removed from Mount Shafir and encamped in Haradah. And they removed from Haradah and pitched in Makhalaf. And they removed from Makhalaf and encamped in Tahaf. And they departed from Tahaf and pitched in Tarah. And they removed from Tarah and pitched in Michkah. And they went from Michkah and pitched in Hashmonah. And they departed from Hashmonah and encamped in Moseroth. And they departed from Moseroth and pitched in Ben Jakan. And they removed from Ben Jakan and encamped at Hor Haggad. And they went from Hor Haggad and pitched in Jotbathah. These words. And they removed from Jotbathah and encamped in Ebronah. And they departed from Ebronah and encamped in Ezon-Geber. And they removed from Ezon-Geber